Having a good day with the dogs here in Barracks Wood. Nice place that we've just discovered. One of the best places for dogs, as it turns out. Great fun. So good that Tiny got lost and I got frantic. And Tiny eventually found her way back. Yeah, it's a difficult part of my life. I'm very moribund. Oh, there's a big word. Yeah. I'm sad if I look back. I'm sad at all the people that I loved, that I've lost, and the ones that I wanted to help, who also got lost. And I'm sad about what happened to all the people that I was thinking were going to be friends for the rest of my life. And I'm sad about what happened to the cannabis culture. And I'm sad about the fact that evil people have actually managed to eliminate genuine cannabis. As far as I know, it's completely eliminated. I don't know anybody that's getting good stuff. I'm going to check out the last idea later. I'm not too hopeful because I know it's been deliberately done. I know that social media like Facebook have allowed the enemy to gather information and decide who are the most notable rebels, and that means they know who the sniper needs to aim at, and all you've got to do is sniper just takes out all the ringleaders and the rest of the movement falls to bits. And sadly, most of the people who were benefiting from cannabis have now shifted over to cocaine, or they're killing themselves like me, knackering their lungs by smoking the shit that's being sold in the name of cannabis, which is really evil, very bad chemicals. Anyway, I'm very happy at how much happiness I've managed to bring for these dogs. They're very happy every day. We're brimming over with affection for each other. It's probably the best way to end my days, just looking at how much fun the dogs are having, and I'm motivated to keep that going for as long as possible. If I was on my own, I'd probably be looking at taking a quick exit, I had a CT scan today and I got tested for an inhaler for my lungs. I'm just keeping up the diary as much as I can. My feeling of self-worth is zero. I really have been wiped out. It's not accidental. It's not that I made one or two mistakes. It's that I've been deliberately targeted. Like a few years ago, while living in a hostel in the centre of town, I was pointing out to all the people involved in the homeless industry, the management of the hostel, that they were heading in the wrong direction. Our town's getting more and more heroin addicts, crack addicts, cocaine addicts, alcoholics, dysfunctional, criminal, antisocial, idle people. And that's not really the way to create a future. I was pointing out that cannabis is an innocent drug. All smart people knew that years ago. And we shouldn't have been made to feel guilty for doing a good thing. But The people who work in the homeless support services and the council are hypocritical. They think they can carry on using cannabis while allowing it to be disgraced and criminalised. So they kicked me out of the hostel to live on the streets, to die on the streets. I wasn't provided with any support or help. I was kicked out on false charges. That's bad, because that means the people who are running the council housing and the support for the homeless have now taken the wrong action. That is, they don't want the solution. They want to keep the problem going, to keep themselves in a job. They're probably afraid of what we, the general public, would do if we realised just how corrupt it is. In other words, I don't think society is going to get better from this point on. I think it's going to see a lot more trouble, because I find things pretty bleak without cannabis. Cannabis was a great thing. So I'm making this a bit like a defeated champion, but I'm pointing out that at the end of the day, I've got what really matters. Someone is very, 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 very pleased that I'm around, and someone that makes me feel great just to see her running around adventurously, confidently, getting lost, terrified, both of us, that it's the final time, and then she come back again. So we're very happy again. Yeah, I feel my self-worth is reduced to nothing. I don't have any social life. I haven't had a female in my house for over a year. I'm not being treated as a human being. I'm being treated as something that the council and corrupt police, and maybe even further up the line, want rid of. Potential embarrassment. If my story was known, then a lot of people would be in embarrassing trouble. So I'm glad I learned these important things before cannabis went away, that I like to stay alive every day and love every day. That's what I got out of cannabis, really. I wish you luck in the future. You'll need it. Oh, Tiny really does like getting lost. She's been lost another twice. Yeah, live life to the max. Social media. Are they a form of social control, or are they freedom of communication? Bit of both. I stopped making videos about other people and about cannabis quite a while ago. My videos have been about dogs. They're still valid, no matter what happens to cannabis. Anyway, I consider that cannabis was most useful in releasing those aspects of my own character that were suppressed in childhood. You know, I wasn't allowed to be confident, socially confident, I wasn't supposed to display affection. I was brought up to be timid. A genius that's scared to talk to people, that works in the lowest position in the office under morons because he's not allowed to speak back. Well, cannabis sorted that for me, but the way I see it is if you don't inhibit kids, they don't need to be released. So that's what I'm doing with my dogs. We're setting an example that it's already going viral. There's more people involved in Facebook pages about dogs than there are about cannabis. There's no Bristol Facebook cannabis group anymore. After collecting all the names, they left Facebook, and you can only communicate with them by email now, whoever they are. Yeah, so there are happy dogs all over the place, and they're increasing, and every time a happy dog meets a child learns more about happy dogs, so they don't grow up shy and retarded and unable to confront reality confidently. I know, it's a lot of waffle, but I started out to do something, so why should I give up? Well, I've still got breath in my body. Love's where it's at. I've got loads of it. Oh, yeah, when I'm talking about love, I'm not talking about what pleasure am I going to get out of this, or what pleasure am I going to get out of you. No, I find that love is more a case of how much pleasure can I cause you. That's what gives me pleasure. Even when I was into sex, yeah, which I got right into, I found that it went best when I cared about the pleasure of my partner more than my own. And that led to my own pleasure, to see the pleasure that you've created on your partner. And when I see that little dog Tiny reappearing after being missing, I have a tremendous pleasure. That's all for now, folks. Tiny's soaking wet. She got so hot, running frantically, looking for me, that she lay down in the river Trim to cool down. So now she's soaking wet on a cool day. Hey, that is wonderful. What an exciting adventure.